Growing up in a small town called Yunnan, which means the southernmost cloud, my childhood was surrounded by the melody of Mandarin, shaping my earliest memory and beliefs. My name, Zhao Tianyi, given by my grandfather, holds a profound meaning. In the harmonious notes of Mandarin, Tianyi translates to God's plan. Besides of a reminder of divine blessing in my life's chessboard, the character Yi, representing chess, symbolized my journey's strategic nature, urging me to master the game of life with wisdom and courage. As I compare the snapshots of my youth to my present life, I see a little boy who grew up into a man. My physical composition, my almond-shaped eyes, and my black hair echo the features of my families and people around me. Generationally, my family's journey has been one of inspiration and determination. Growing up in a small city where English was merely a subject for exam rather than a practical skill, my family instilled in me a deep-rooted belief. Education is the passport out of our limited surroundings. From a small town that no one knows to the United States of America, I deeply appreciate each generation of my family that strived for a better life. Their sacrifice and hard work have paved the way for my academic pursuits and empowered me to reach new heights in my personal and professional life. I wrote in my previous reading response, my journey across continents led me to diverse classrooms, each shaping my identity in unique ways. As a Chinese student in the United States, I can deeply understand the challenges and experience one faces in a foreign country. When I first set my foot on American soil, I was surrounded by a new culture, new languages, and a new way of life. This culture shock brought up huge problems of identities and belongings, which made me think about my position in this strange land. Language barriers are not problems that have often bothered me. Although I learned English in China, I still face communication difficulties in academic and social interactions. Adapting to the academic standards and the teaching methods of American universities was a serious challenge too. The course content and academic pressure were different from my previous experience in China, requiring me to spend more time and energy adapting to the new learning environments. Furthermore, there were social challenges. I worked hard to build social relationships in my new environment, but I often felt socially insecure when dealing with people from different cultural backgrounds. At the same time, financial pressure also became challenging for me. The high tuition fees and living expense led me to facing financial difficulties, requiring me to strike a balance between academic and finances. Growing up in a multicultural environment in China, I was taught to appreciate diversity and embrace differences. These core values of respect and empathy transcended into my beliefs about racial justice. I understood early on that everyone deserves equal opportunities, regardless of their racial background. I am of a Chinese descent, and my racial identity has played a vital role in shaping my perspective. My first act of social justice was during my high school years. I was in an international high school, where most students are not American. I remember organizing a cultural exchange event where students from different racial backgrounds shared their traditions and stories. We shared our hometown food, our culture, and our history. All of us are proud of ourselves, and this event not only broke down the stereotypes but also fostered a sense of unity among us. In my heart, I carry the profound significance of my native tongue, Mandarin. It's not just languages, it's a gateway to civilization that spans thousands of years. Through its intricate characters and poetic tones, I share the wisdom, art, and the traditions that define China. Beyond that, for me, language itself is not just a means of communication, but a bridge that fosters mutual respect, global cooperation, and a celebration of our shared human heritage. Here at Rutgers, my passion for languages blossomed into commitment. Starting as a K-pop fan, I built up a strong interest in Korean languages, and starting as a One Piece fan, I built up a strong interest in Japanese languages. I divided into Korean and Japanese not just as subject, but as windows into the vibrant culture and history they represented. The richness of languages was not lost on me. It was a treasure trove of history, philosophy, and human connections. After graduating with a minor in Korean, I found my purpose to become a language teacher, imparting the joy of linguistic exploration to young minds. In my journey across the continent, I have made a lot of friends from different backgrounds. I cherish these relationships, and these relationships have been instrumental in my journey of self discovery. Certain friendships, especially those with people from diverse racial backgrounds, have deepened my understanding of my own identity. Their perspectives enriched my worldview and made me more aware of the complexity of issues. While I feel secure in my cultural heritage and traditions, I am still aware of certain aspects of my racial identity, especially concerning the nuance of racial discrimination faced by different communities. In the face of cultural prejudice and discrimination, I had to learn to be confident, rise above those challenges, and use knowledge and wisdom to refute stereotypes. While these challenges may seem daunting, they are also a valuable opportunity to grow and learn. American universities and society have provided me with abundant resource and support to help me overcome difficulties and achieve my personal and academic goals. Through these experiences, I not only gained knowledge but also developed my adaptabilities and becoming a more confident and stronger individual. My experience as minority and my encounters with racial prejudice and discriminations, these experiences, while challenging, have strengthened my resolve to contribute meaningfully to the fight for racial justice. As an international student from China who has spent over 9 years studying in the United States, my beliefs about education have been shaped by a combination of cultural perspectives and my experiences in the American educational system. I believe that education should be inclusive, providing equal opportunities for all students, regardless of their background. This belief stems from my own experiences as a foreign student, striving to adapt and succeed in a new environment. My beliefs about race and racism have been influenced by various readings and series, such as readings from the Urban Educational class, City Kids, City School, or The Polo Fries, and Kimberly Crenshaw, whose works have illuminated the complexities of race and its intersection with education, which have deepened my understanding of systematic inequalities in education. With these beliefs, I have actively participated in discussions and workshops focused on diversity and inclusion. I have volunteered in mentorship programs, helping children from diverse backgrounds navigate challenges. In the future, I plan to incorporate culturally responsive teaching methods in my classroom, ensuring that the curriculum reflects the diverse experiences of my students. I also intended to advocate for inclusive policies within the school community and collaborate with colleagues to create an environment where all students feel valued and supported. As a teacher, I strive to be empathetic, understanding the unique challenges students face, especially those from diverse backgrounds. I'll encourage open dialogue, creating a safe space where students can express their thoughts and concerns. Through my interactions, I aim to be approachable and supportive, fostering a positive learning environment. However, I have a blind spot, and my blind spot might include unintentional biases or cultural misunderstandings that could affect my teaching. To address these blind spots, I'll continuously educate myself, seeking diverse perspectives and actively listening to my student experiences. As a conclusion, I'll share with you guys one of the interesting metaphors I find, that the image that represents my work, passion, and purpose as a teacher is a mosaic. Each piece of the mosaic symbolizes a unique student, representing their individuality and diversity. Together, This piece created a beautiful and harmonious picture, signifying the inclusive and supportive learning environment I aim to create. My purpose as a dynamic teacher is to empower my students, helping them realize their potential and fostering a sense of belonging in the classroom and beyond. Thank you guys for listening.